Hi folks, Robert Lowell Goller here. I am joined by what is close to a full moon. We're coming out of a full moon over the weekend. And one of the things that we hear often is about the crazy behavior throughout history of people, animals during a full moon. Whether or not that's true, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But one thing, so we know things that purportedly happen during a full moon, but what doesn't happen during a full moon? And an interesting thing that I came across while looking through newspaper articles in the 1800s is that East Aurora and communities across the country would not light their street lamps during a full moon. Now, it's hard to imagine today that that the lights from street lamps or the full moon would be about the same. Lights were very dim in the 1800s. First the gas lights, and then when we transitioned into electric lights here in East Aurora, we transitioned in 1891 to electric lights, but they were very dim. So the moonlight would actually shine more light onto our streets than the street lamps would, the gas street lamps especially. And then even they complained after the electric lights went in that they were even dimmer than the gas lights. There were some people who claimed they wanted to go back to the gas lights because they provided more light. But what they did is they purposely did not light the street lamps during a full moon. And the reason was, well, first, they didn't have to pay the person to go around and light all the lamps, the gas lamps originally. And then after electric lights came in, they could save energy, save electricity, save a lot of money by not lighting the street lamps. So this happened in cities across the country. You'll read about it even if you Googled it, look in newspaper articles. You'll see that they purposely did not light the street lamps during the gas lamp period, and then as they transitioned into electricity on purpose, because we had the moonlight to provide that light. Now, it's hard today to see how the moonlight could provide enough light. Again, our street lamps are much brighter than they were back in the 1890s, but also we have extra light. We have other sources of light. Just imagine no storefronts having lights, no electric lit signs, no headlights on cars. Just think of all the things that are around us, all the light that's around us that would not have been available back in the 1880s, 1890s. There was even a time where on Main Street they argued we needed more lights in the middle section of East Aurora's Main Street, because people would be walking from one end of Main Street, the west or the east end, to the other, and it would be pitch black going from one end to the other, especially when it wasn't a full moon, or when the moon wasn't as bright. Now this whole not lighting the street lamps during a full moon, it wasn't just during a full moon, it was just whenever the moon was bright. So leading up to a full moon and coming out of a full moon, sort of like we are today. And of course we're in the daytime and the moon hasn't set yet, the moon behind me. This led to problems, though. It may seem wonderful that they were saving energy, saving costs on someone lighting the street lamps, but the East Aurora Advertiser in October of 1890, October 24th, as a matter of fact, of 1890, they were saying that the people in charge were looking at the almanac, but not the weather report. So what would happen is they would see the full moon coming, they would order that the street lamps not be lit, but then we'd have a cloudy sky, and it would be dark, and so we would have a cloud-covered sky without a really bright moon and no street lamps. And so what the advertiser said that was that the village officials who were in charge of the street lamps at the time should actually look at the weather report and determine whether to light the street lamps based on that, rather than just the almanac and whether or not it would be a full moon, because they would get caught off guard and Main Street would be dark even during a full moon. And they said several evenings this week a moon was promised, but it was so dark that the lights were needed, and so that was a little controversy. Even after electric lights were put in, a lot of communities decided to save money by not lighting them, but eventually, again, the lights became brighter than what the full moon could even offer, so they decided to just light the lights all the time. And now, of course, our street lamps have sensors on them, so they know even during the daytime you'll see them come on if it's too dark, so they don't have to purposely make that decision. It's determined by the light that's available in the sky, not the moon and not the almanac, and certainly not the weather. But if it does get dark enough, sometimes during a thunderstorm, of course, you'll see the lights come on. But we don't have to have that controversy anymore, of course, because our our lights are brighter and they're controlled by sensors rather than someone going around and physically lighting the gas lamps. Again, thank you for joining me for our weekly chats about local history. I am Robert Lowell Goller. These chats and a lot of my research are not affiliated with my official duties as Town and Village Historian. I do have that honor to serve as Town and Village Historian, but this project and a lot of my research are not officially connected to that. Thank you for giving me these ideas, popping them into the comments. Please keep doing that, and as always, thank you for keeping history alive. We'll see you next time.